Bry, Buck and Brew, Hollywoodbets Durbanville, Saturday the 21st of September. Really can't wait to see you all here. I can't wait to see what Bry, Buck and Brew is all about, because last Saturday we had a lovely day here at the country course where good crowds came for the flea markets, but this week we're doing things a little bit more, a little bit better, a little bit amplified. Next week we're doing things even bigger for the Cuda Matcham Stakes and for the Baker McVeigh Diana Stakes. 10 races on the Saturday card. Don't forget about everything that's going on in Cape Racing. Don't forget to like and subscribe and to give us your thoughts as we lead into the Cape Summer Festival. Now, with this 10 race card getting underway and not having too much time to go through the card, looking forward to calling them home on this 10 race program. The first getting underway at 11:45, and we're going to get through things quite speedily and tell you what I think. It's the Hollywoodbets Durbanville welcomes you Open Maiden over 1400 meters, where a field of 14 are carded to run. And I think the right starting point here is number 2, Legal Counsel. Richard Faree takes a ride for Justin Snaith. We were all talking at the Gallops here on Thursday morning, which were very successful, very well attended and very popular indeed. We hope to do it again. But Justin Snaith has started this season on a very, very high note. The reigning champion trainer of the last 2 years, but he's fallen across the line the last 2 years, but he'll be very happy with the silverware on the shelf. But it seems like at the start of this season, no stone is left unturned. And number 2, Legal Counsel, ran 5th on debut behind Empire State, who had more experience, ran a lovely race on debut in the mud here at Hollywoodbets Durbanville. And I think with the likely progress that number 2, Legal Counsel, is going to make, and with the draw that he's got, and the step up in distance being out of the Silvano mare, is all going to stand him in good stead. So I think he'll be a hard horse to beat. The horse probably the most consistent form has been a little bit costly to follow. Number 12, Water Dragon. Sean Veal takes a ride for Vaughan Marshall. Vaughan Marshall, one of the subjects on Perfectly Placed. Those interviews, of course, you can catch. Water Dragon from the draw, it's not going to be easy. He's been sparingly raced. He's been costly to follow. And I think the improvement factor on the side of Legal Counsel is going to stand him in good stead. And I think that he's likely to win the first race on the card. Number 5, Golden Destiny, also gets into the reckoning. Very well bred son of Rafif. Started as an early 2-year-old, has formed to one stripe, who is the champion 2-year-old called Golding here in the Western Cape. But from a 210-day break, it won't be easy. We know Dean Canamaya gets him very, very fit. So number 5, Golden Destiny, won't be unfit coming to the races. But I think it all points to number 2, Legal Counsel, getting a winning turn at the second time of asking in the opener at Hollywoodbets Durbanville. Race number 2 on the card, celebrating Centurion member Greg Blank's birthday, Open Maiden for over 1400 meters. This for fillies and mares. I've structured a bipod in this race, but the horse that I think that I want to bring to your attention is number 8, White Waters. Bit of a speculative selection under Gareth Wright for Vaughan Marshall for the Gulf Racing Syndicate and a whole lot of friends and family. But what I like about White Waters is that she met with Sheets and Goggles when they met behind Kinda Wonderful on the 6th of April. Sheets and Goggles got a bad draw. She has a winning chance. She comes off 168 days off, and White Waters finished in front of her. I think White Waters is going to hold sway. There's a lot of horses in here with chances. I think you probably need to cast your net wide in the bipod, as you're about to see. I've done that as well. But White Waters is run in that particular race to Kind of Wonderful. I think at least gives her some sort of each way chance. She's not a horse I'd like to let run loose. And in her penultimate start in the mud, she just absolutely hated it. She's better than that. And I think on firmer going, she's going to have some sort of chance and represents a little bit of value. So top 3 chance, work around her in your bet. She's probably the one that's going to be key when structuring your bets in race number 2. But my bipod is as follows. It's 1, 2, 8 and 13, by 10 and 11, by 3, 4 and 9, by 5, 7, 10, by 2 and 3, by 5, 6 and 9. That'll cost you 432 for 100% of that bipod. I think the exotics are going to pay very, very well. I think if you crack any of the exotics right here at Hollywoodbets Durbanville on Saturday, I think you'll be well and truly ahead, maybe for the rest of the year. So hopefully it all goes according to plan. Then we go into race number 3. It's the Cape Turf Club Syndicate's maiden plate for fillies and mares over 1600 meters. The 2 horses that this race revolves around are drawn 10 and 11. I think it's as simple as that. And with a little bit of luck, number 11, Little Susie, will make the significant improvement. Grant Van Niekerk takes her out for Justin Snaith. I'm going to stick her up as a win selection that we'll have a look at in just a moment. But last time out, yes, she had the best of the draws, but she lost it at the start. She dwelt coming out of the stalls. She was all at sea here at Hollywoodbets Durbanville. Not that much can go wrong this time around, surely. Grant Van Niekerk on board will just have a little bit of an easier trip than what she got last time out. And it was no fault of the rider either on that occasion. She just was all at sea. She's probably a little bit too fresh. Like I said, losing ground at the start was not ideal. And she kind of plodded on behind Festival Chic, but we've seen Festival Chic step forward with that run under the belt. I think the fact that she's got improvement to come, she carries 57 kilos, and I think being wiser with that last run under the belt, that she is going to take all the beating. She's a royally Drakenstein bred Trippy, the filly by Trippy out of the great O Susanna, and I think that she'll get her day in the sun here. 10 Lavender Bay definitely deserves a mention. She's stepping up all the while. I'm impressed with how Andre Nell's going along with his horses at the moment. Not that that'll be a surprise for you, but all his horses are running really well, if not winning. They seem to be bang there, so you can expect number 10 Lavender Bay to be somewhere in the mix. And I think number 1 Sansa Stark has got her best chance in a while. The fact that she's drawn 1 and the 2 horses with the best form are drawn out a little bit deep probably gives her a bit of a prayer as well. But watch her go down to the start. She can give it away. She looked in very good spirits last time out, but she can kind of not really stride out all that freely on the way down. So if she looks in good spirits, then maybe include her in your play as well. Race number 4 starts the pick 6, Social Squad Syndicate Maiden Plates over 1,800 meters. I think there are a few winning chances here. Number 9, Happy Days, Vaughan Marshall glowing about the chances of the son of One World, who stepped up in distance last time, wore blinkers last time, they've been removed, was beaten by Groove Jet. Groove Jet, I think, just had more progression than Happy Days had last time. He'll take a lot of beating, but I'm going to lean towards number 4, Commander Green, as being probably a little bit more value from an each-way perspective. JP van der Merwe takes her out for Gareth van Zyl. Gareth brings 4 horses to the racetrack, 2 of them first timers. Race number 2 horse looks like it needs to improve. So I think it's easy to see that number 4 Commander Green is the business horse from Gareth van Zyl on this card. I like the +4 piece of form. Even though he was beaten 6 lengths, he was coming off a layoff, and there's all sorts of stamina in this family of number 4 Commander Green. So I think he's going to step forward. He's a lovely, big, bulky horse. He's got all the attributes to potentially be a nice horse, stepping up in distance and with runs under the belt. So number 4 Commander Green is the horse I'm going to stick up as an each-way selection in the opening leg of the pick 6. Happy Days gets an inclusion. Number 3 Congressman obviously gets an inclusion as well. I know MJ Baileyfelt will motivate for number 7 Grippen, so maybe he's another horse that we've got to keep on the right side of. But I do believe that this horse will at least be in the first 3, number 4 Commander Green. And if the value's on your side, check out Race Time. He could be the answer to making a few strides forward as far as the bank account is concerned. Race number 5 kicks off jackpot number 1, Race Cape, powered by Hollywoodbets Class 3. They go 1,400 meters. Some real good old soldiers of the Western Cape run in the 5th race on the card. And I really like what I saw just a week ago from number 7, Tyrion Lannister. Now, for me, that was just purely a race to tee him up for races in the future. Did I expect him to run 7 days later? No. But over 1,000 meters just a week ago, he ran 3rd to Captain Arrow. He stuck around. He showed his heart and soul, which he always does. Tristan Godden's in town to take the ride for Pete Buerta. And I think number 7, Tyrion Lannister, just with the fight, the heart, and what I saw last week, that he's the horse to take out of it. It's also his 3rd run after arrest. It's his peak run. And yeah, from draw number 7, the fact that he'll be pretty handy, which is his once, I can see a lot of things going his way. Also a few horses here that look like they'll be better over further. They probably look like the bigger picture as the season goes on could be more upon their radar, and a fit horse in the form of number 7, Tyrion Lannister, is the horse I'm going to tee up. I'm going to tee him up as an each-way selection, simply on the evidence of what I saw last time behind Captain Arrow, who's a Hollywoodbets Durbanville lover, and also a sprinter, perhaps more crucially in this particular case, and Tyrion Lannister going 1,400 meters. I'm expecting him to go very, very well yet again and be in the top 3, hence is an each-way selection in race number 5. Race number 6, remembering David Avery, Cape B Stakes for fillies and mares. They go 1,400 meters, a field of 10 are carded to face the starter. I'm going to go with number 3, Hampstead Heath, for a number of reasons. They are as follows. Big, imposing daughter of Rafif, who carries herself well. All the runs under the belt are going to do her a world of good. Her consistency is going to do her a world of good. 54 plus half on her back, I think, is going to be on her favor. But I think what she's looking for, the piece de resistance when it comes to number 3, Hampstead Heath, is that she wears blinkers for the first time. She just kind of wonders, almost daydreams and dawdles her way through the first half of races and stays on really nicely. I don't know how the Tokyo Princess form line is overall going to work out, but I do believe that Hampstead Heath is a better filly than Tokyo Princess, and when you consider that she gave her 5 kilos, there's enough to like about her seasonal return coming back from a 4-month layoff. So number 3, Hampstead Heath, I'm going to recommend her as a win bet in race number 6. That might be a little bit brave, because when you look around, there's some above average fillies here. When you have a look at the likes of Fatal Gem, who's run in the Schweppes Politician Stakes and also in the Cape Oaks and Splash Out Cape Derby Day, and she ran with aplomb in those races to some big names like Green with Envy. So horses like that have to go into the picture, but are they a little bit better over further? Hampstead Heath, 1,400 meters, blinkers on for the first time. I think if the blinkers have the desired effect, she could have a few wins in the tank. So she's going to be my top selection in race number 6. The feature race on the card is the 7th race, the listed Setlist Trophy. They got 2,000 meters. Race runs at 20 past 3. Lovely little race. There's some good names have won the race in the past, and I am going to go with a box swinger here, numbers 5 and 6, Ponte Pietra and Call to Unite. Now, is this their cup final? Is this anyone's cup final? I do highly doubt it. They'll be targeting long distance races as the season goes on. But this is why I like these two horses to at least both run into the top 3. 5 Ponte Pietra on the back of his run in the Whirlpool Gold Cup last time to Master Redoute. He threw his weight around, he went very close to winning. In fact, he looked to win 200 meters out, but he got edged out by a horse who just loves the fight in the form of Master Redoute, and also the horse on that outside going very, very close. But that was his career best, number 5 Ponte Pietra, and a good sign of a horse that's developing into a stayer of note as the season goes on. Now, you would have read in the press, well, was Craig Zaki not riding Ponte Pietra? Well, Craig Zaki's obviously got his picks as the season goes on, but Sean Veal does seem to get the most out of Ponte Pietra, as he did in the Gold Cup at Hollywoodbets Durbanville at the end of the season. So that's a tick in his box. Then the backup, number 6, Call to Unite. Good to have Rachel Veneker here in town. There's always been a belief that this horse is going to kick on and be an above average stayer, and I think he's starting to show that now. He beat Damio last time out, who's also on the up. Beat Damio, I think, with a little bit of ease, perhaps ease in the margin suggested. And this race over the years has favoured horses with a light weight. Now, Rachel Veneker dropping down to 52 kilos, riding for the sponsor Nick Johnson for Johnson Workwear. I think this horse has got better days ahead of him. I think he'll run well with a light weight, and I think that he's going to make the others carry their weight as well. So number 6, Call to Unite, is my top selection, but I'm going to motivate box swingers here, 5 and 6, and hope that both of them can run into the top 3. Race number 8, join the festivities, Cape Turf Club.co.za, class 5 over 1600 meters. This is very, very tricky, but I think I've stumbled upon the winning formula here. It's a bit of an sort of alternative play that I'm going to recommend in race number 8, but this is what I'm going to do and why. Now, statistics show that class 5 races do favour maidens that come in here with generous weights, that might be running against those well-bred maidens that are super progressive, that might have feature race material written in them. So those horses that are probably just a step below seem to be the horses that you want to be on at class 5 level. 5 Golden Grey. Now there's a favourite of Brandon Bailey and also of Devon Pretorius, but I'm going to go with number 5, Golden Grey, as a horse who cannot miss the top 4 and potentially visit the number 1 box. Sean Veal takes her out for Vaughan Marshall. He comes off a layoff. He drops to 1600 meters. He might be a horse who's looking for a furlong more, but coming out fresh could be the key here. And his runs to just simply better horses than who he's run with aren't all that bad, and he's run into trouble in the past. He's not had the best of luck. He's seen dead ends, etc. 5 Golden Grey to run into the first 4. What do you think? I think there could be a little bit of value there. And then my other horse that I'm going to back up in the quartet is number 9 on the card, Unsolved Riddle. Richard Farid takes her out for Lungagila, just simply on his last 2 runs, which have set him up nicely. He's run places under Craig Bantam and Aussie Noge, second to Shifting Path, who came out and franked his own form, and then beaten less than a length by Augusta Blue, who was not winning out of turn. Unsolved Riddle just looks too good to pass by, certainly from running another good solid race. So double floats in the quartet, numbers 5 and 9 by field. Hope that's something at 33 to 1 can run into the top 4, make that quartet pay, and we'll have a good 8th race, because that race is not going to be easy. You might want to go quite wide in your pick 6s. Race number 9 is the CRS Big Cap Cape D Stakes over 1250 meters. Well, guess what? We're looking at maidens yet again against winners. I'm going to suggest number 6, Solar Trip, has got a little bit more in the tank, a little bit more progress. The horse with the least mileage on the clock coming into race number 9. JP Funamava takes her out for Justin Snaith. I've always thought that he's not half bad, the son of Quirari. He carries himself well, big bulky horse. So from that perspective, I think that the runs and the experience is going to do him a world of good. He's running over 1250 meters at Hollywoodbets Durbanville. I think that he probably looks for a mile at this type of level at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth, but sadly we can't go to Kenilworth until the start of November. So number 6, Solar Trip, from an each-way perspective, makes a little bit of appeal. There was obviously big improvement last time in running 5 lengths to Shifting Path. As mentioned, Shifting Path came out and franked his own form. I know he received a lot of weight from Shifting Path, but Shifting Path is just better than any horse in this race by quite a margin. So from that perspective, I'm going to motivate number 6, Solar Trip, to run into the top 3, hopefully win the race, and I'm going to put him up as an each-way play in the penultimate race on the card. 10th and last, Hollywoodbets Bright Future Middle Stakes for fillies and mares. They go 1,000 metres. Some of the fresh faces, as far as the season is concerned, make their seasonal reappearance. And in the 10th and last race, over 1,000 metres, there's a horse that I think is perfectly teed up here. Brandon Bailey spoke to Glenn Cotson on Perfectly Placed, and Glenn said, well, if Blue Holly was drawn better, he'd be a hell of a lot more confident. Well, Blue Holly at Hollywoodbets Durbanville, meant to be. 4 starts, 3 wins, was quoted to run here about a month ago when the meeting unfortunately got cancelled. For me, she was an absolute good thing when she was drawn 1 or 2. This time she's drawn 8, but with that said, if you just look at what she's done here at the country course, she made the trip to Aberco last time where she came against PE's best sprinter in the form of Cruise Control, who had a successful time in Durban, didn't get beaten by far at Hollywoodbets Scottsville at grade 1 level, and I think that level of form and overall Blue Holly's best form here at Hollywoodbets Durbanville is going to be too hard to ignore. Her win here in the Need for Speed Sprints at the end of October, yes, nearly a year ago, when beating Captain Arrow. Captain Arrow beat horses that I know are going to be targeting feature races during the summer just a week ago. I think all those pieces of the puzzle, although it might be a complicated jigsaw, all those pieces of the puzzle, I think, just point into the direction of number 8, Blue Holly, as being the one they all need to beat in the 10th and last race. Yes, a lengthy list of horses that we need to respect. Nordic Quest is above average. Miss Marguerite, I'm convinced there's going to be a win or two coming up in the next 12 months. I think she's a horse to keep on your radar. The Charleston, I don't think, is all that bad. Night Vigil's going to have a chance. Paul K. Tavar is definitely a fit filly coming into this race. But all in all, 8 Blue Holly, Dennis Schwarz, Glenn Cotson. Let's have a go. If we're in trouble, well, there's the Get Out Stakes. And if we're not in trouble and ahead of the game, then she is the selection to win the last race on the card. So there we go. That's what I think of the 10-race program here at Hollywoodbets Durbanville. Hope to see you here. It should be good fun. Bring your friends and family. Tell them all about it. And we'll see you at the Braai Buck and Brew on Saturday the 21st of September.